White supremacy is in almost all, well, it's in all things, right? So you talk about undoing it. So? You said, if I could be real, this sweatsuit type of, this an outside sweatsuit. Peace. What up? How y'all feeling, man? Welcome back to the Black Yield Podcast, where we talk about food, land, and liberation. I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling super excited.
You trying to introduce us real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead. Say it again. One more time.
You want me to tell you to introduce us real quick?
Yeah, say it part.
Can you introduce us real quick?
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, J Baby, and I'm here with my man, Lee Dog, a.k.a. Ashy Lee.
And we are struggling with the comment, as I said once before in episode 0. So, top of the mornings, evenings, and wherever you're from, whether it's light or dark outside, we here to bring you some good talk, some good chit-chat, and chop it up with you. So, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm here live. Ashley got the avocado green off the shoulder today, so we really kind of tapped into the food and land experience, man. So we're gonna jump into some stuff today, and we're gonna talk about what we like to call undoing. And I would love for folks to think about that while we jump into our little segment, our little food segment, if you will, so we could give some game. So today, what we're gonna do is a segment called Be a Food, right? So how Be a Food works is Ashley, Janet, Ashy is going to tell a food story, and I'm going to have to guess what food she is, and I will do the same, and she'll have to guess mine. Cool?
All right, that's fine.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You can go first. That might take a little bit long.
Oh, yeah, that's easy money. It's easy money.
All right.
All right, check this out. Now, listen, I'm in a package, right? I'm definitely in the package.
Are you cold? Sorry, no cold.
Oh, that's a good question. I'm definitely cold. I'm cold as shit. I'll be honest with you. I'm cold. Generally, I stay in the freezer, but when you ready to use me, I like to kick it in the fridge. You dig? I know. She digging the. All right, whatever. She digging the lingo. So yeah, I like to kick it in the fridge when it get a little cold out. So, also, I'm made up of a lot of stuff that's probably not good for you, to be truthful. I would like to call it just a bunch of scraps of stuff. And I usually come in this package that's like red, white, and blue. Mm. Can you dig me? You know what I am? You usually eat me around 8
Do you make this at every event?
You said what?
Do you make this at every event that we host? I mean, we have
For the record, I'm not salmon. I'm not salmon.
But you fish?
I'm not no fish.
You come in what kind of package?
You eat fish at 8 a.m. in the morning?
I cook with eggs.
Oh my! No, I'm not fish. I come in. Fish don't come in no package, Ashley.
The ones in the market, the frozen ones. The bag is like clear and it's blue and white.
That's a good point.
But all right, come on.
No, I don't come in that kind of package. I'm not fish. Fish is not made up of a bunch of scraps either.
I don't know what that is.
All right. So since Ashley's never had me,
another clue.
You want one more clue? Mm-hmm. I go good on top of eggs and cheese too.
Do you even know what you're saying?
I'm about to drop kick you out that chair the way you look at. What you mean? You don't know what I'm saying.
Do you even know what the food? Do you know about the food? All right, say it.
I'm Scrabble. Scrabble, egg and cheese. Scrabble on the bagel. Scrabble made up of anything. Red, white, and blue package. The beef kind. Come on, what's going on with you? You slipping on your pimping. I told you that before we even got on the show. You slipping. Get it together. I know y'all probably guessed it 3 minutes ago, and I'm sorry I had to spend 3 minutes trying to break it down to my partner here.
Take you to Family Feud. All right. So it's my turn. So listen, I'm known in different communities.
Okay.
More popular in Cherry Hill and Emerson Village.
Okay.
Downtown.
Okay.
Less in the market. Famous. Wings. Fly.
If you first off, let me be the first to tell you, chickens don't fly.
All right, they got wings.
Yeah, I figured that's what you was going when you went with the wings, but then you thought about talking about flying.
I tried to throw you off a little bit.
I thought you was going pigeon or something else like that.
All right. But it was a chicken.
Cool, yeah, no. And you definitely famous in all those areas, and some I'm sure we missed a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, you really like a global kind of deal. You know what I mean? People just can't get enough of you. typically think about it. As chicken, if you know what I mean, if you chicken.
Oh, I'm chicken. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
if you chicken,
right.
definitely if you chicken, if you chicken.
All right, cool.
So cool. There we go. I can dig it. I can dig it. So she's chicken and I'm Scrabble. How you like that? You know what I mean? So yeah, let's roll into our main topic though. Let's really start talking about what we like to call undoing. So before we even like jump into talking about undoing, and when we talk about undoing today, we're gonna talk about it in reference to food and land. And we got a bunch of different questions that we really want to just ask each other and kind of like you know what I mean, kind of chat today. So before we even jump into it, Ashley, what you think undoing mean?
Just basically choosing to do different, like processing how you actually, I don't know.
No, yeah. I feel exactly what you're saying.
All of that.
I think it's a big part to do with how things first came to us. You think about like how we grew up or the environments we grew up in, right? And then all those things you get from that environment, you take on to whatever level, whatever environment, economy you move into. And either a few things are going to happen. One, those tools that you brought from your last space are going to be inefficient here, or they're going to be efficient. But either which way, you're going to have some adjusting to do and some undoing to do from your last space, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I would talk about it in reference to food, I think food habits is like one of the biggest things that need to be undone. I mean, where we come from, shit. If you ask me, I'm talking about like, you think about all the stuff we used to eat when we was young. That seemed like the meal of the night and shit. Like you was happy. Really, like I don't know if y'all had Mary's. I had Mary's with the red and black box. They had everything: the chicken nuggets, the wings. That's the Mary's wings still out too. The honey barbecue joints. Mm-hmm. They had the wings. We used to stretch the spaghetti, all the beef, all the stuff, man. We used to really
don't
like.
Forget hamburger helper. Sorry, can't forget.
Hamburger. What flavor was it that you was hyped over?
Beef. I mean, there's only one flavor. No, it's not. I only like regular cheese. I don't know.
The fact that you get on here and lie on Hamburger Helper and say they got one flavor.
They don't. They got like jalapeno and all that other stuff, but
all right, they got jalapenos. So let's
jalapenos, not jalapenos.
No, I got you. So no, but yeah, when you talk about undoing, man, you really got to think about just really getting rid of all the habits. And you talk about liberation, right? You think about what it means to liberate yourself, to control everything of yours, to become yourself and really move in your own way. You got to take off a lot of stuff. Oh, a lot of discipline. You got to take off a lot of stuff. What would you say are some of the things that you think you had to undo, or you think people have to undo? I know I said one of them was like our food habits. What else? Because I mean, it goes bigger than food. I'm sure we know that.
I would say just over like a thinking process. Like try to think differently. Point. I mean, it's so broad. It's like it's so big, but you can still just, instead of having a negative thought, let me just change the thought and see what will happen. So I would say thinking, like undoing what society has formed for an example.
You know what's real interesting about that? Yo, white supremacy has like this. White supremacy is almost in all things. So I wouldn't say almost. White supremacy is in all things, as we know, at least. But like we have been normalized to like white supremacy showing up in our lives in ways that we have adjusted to and have, you know what I mean, moved to take pride in as well. You think about how we dress, right? Mm-hmm. Where we from, I'm sure that they don't got on a sweatsuit and an avocado shirt. You know what I mean? So when you think about that, you think about...
Is it really this color?
It's avocado, like mustard avocado.
I don't think it's this color. Like a little bit off, a little bit.
Like you don't think avocado is that color?
Okay.
If you let it sit out a little bit and let the air hit it, it's going to get there. In one of those phases. Right. So no, thinking about how we liberate ourselves, man, and thinking about how we undo all the things that white supremacy has put on us, and that we stronghold on so much and move with and use in the world. And it's not about culture. It's not about way. We got a lot of learning to do. What else? I guess what else would you say? How would you say that it has affected us mentally? I know you talked about thinking, right? You talked about how our thought processes have been messed up and how we really got a lot of blocked off processes that we haven't really popped into, if you will.
Even, like I say, thinking, like I said, is so broad, but even with like resources or being able to find out information, like even like people my age, well, growing up, I would just listen to the news or just listen to what everybody else said instead of actually like, I can go to the library and I can get this book, or I have this resource downtown and I can find out. So just actually undoing that, I had to listen to this. This is what they said, actually finding out just information just on your own and just
No, that's
being
real.
aware.
I dig that, yo. You know what's funny though? I also think it's interesting because I think like you think about our food stories and where we come from and all the things that we've been connected to. We kind of, you know what I mean, they're our culture, but I think it gets to some point that we glorify them because, you know what I mean, we feel like it's a badge of honor to come from a place to, you know what I mean, that you've been fed really things that are pretty much already expired. You know what I mean, you've been advertised to pretty much pockets of sugar that's going to get you hype and force you your way into diabetes and things like that. But what's crazy is that we think all of that stuff is okay. You know what I mean? I was that kid, yo, to go to the store, with $1. And sometimes, I ain't gonna cap, sometimes 50 cents and pennies. But I was a good counter at that age, if it means anything. But I was that kid to go in there and get 8 snacks, you know what I mean, walk out with the little black bag that you had to tie in a knot so nothing won't fall out, eat my seeds on the way, you know what I mean? So I say that to say is that, like, I think we all been a victim or have had that interaction and, like, not really caring about what we eat, not really caring about what we put in our bodies, not really prioritizing ourselves. You really think about it. That's some shit that I think capitalism did, too. Capitalism has made us, like, really put ourselves at the bottom of our own priority list. Right, so it's really, you think about, like, you talk about undoing, that's some shit to undo.
Giving to society.
To have to get to care about yourself. Like, it's sick, you know what I mean? Thinking about work, thinking about, like, just environments in the world.
I'm serious.
I know, it's
real.
Thinking about environments in the world, man, or different work environments, man, like, people, like, will fight not to, you know what I mean, not to miss a day of work.
Yes.
And we know because, you know what I mean, you do sometimes, the Clippers come out. And for y'all who don't know what the Clippers is, you get fired, like shirt still smoking fired, like finito, like yo, we don't need you today.
You're done, son.
You know what I mean? Like you out of here. So it's that kind of thing, man.
And the people really like risk their lives, like miss doctor's appointments. Like, why do I have to get up and go to work for people every day? Like, why?
Yeah, that's real.
Why can't I not just care about you how you don't care about me? Because if I don't come, I'm replaceable.
Right. Well, what's crazy about that is that, like, it don't even have to be a why, because a lot of people have said, forget the job, right? I'm gonna figure my own way through shit. I'm gonna use what I was taught, I'm gonna use what came through my ancestors, and really just make my own way. But the job thing, I think, is one of those things that we've been normalized to. It's keeping us comfortable. It's always been school, college, go to work, get you a suit and tie job. You know what I mean? It's always been that, right? That's what all we've been forced to. And then nobody ain't tell nobody nothing about no student loans. Ain't nobody tell nobody nothing about, you know what I mean? They want you to have 8 years of experience the day you graduate. You know what I mean? So it's a different world. The world ain't set up for that story they put out there to win, if you ask me. But people forget that, you know what I mean? You can be an entrepreneur. People forget that folks been making that way, their own way, and taking care of themselves and providing enough for themselves and their communities since way, way, way back. We talk about, one of the biggest things we talk about is BYIs, the maroon communities, and how they show up, man. You talking about a community that has built and made every resource and has adjusted to any environment to be able to live and take care of their own and protect themselves. So you talking about somebody who's organized themselves in a way where they can land anywhere and survive. You know what I mean? So it's a thing that we come from that, right? But we are so hell bent on getting that paycheck every 2 weeks. So hell bent on making sure we please somebody else's goal or dream and not doing nothing. This is the part that really strikes me. I think it's the last thing I'll say. I think coming out of school, I think one of the biggest things that happens to folks is that we go wherever money should be at, right? And that's capitalism for us. We run to the money because we feel like that's the security in this world. Nobody thinks about exactly what we want to do, right? Like, I mean, I don't know how many people nowadays get out of school and just are like locked in on doing one specific lane of work in their community, something they care about. And, you know what I mean, not feeling like they have to go get a job and sustain themselves and be forced in that kind of like cycle, if you will. So, yeah, man, you talk about undoing, man. It's a lot that can go into it. It's a lot that can go into it. What you think about land, though? What you think about land? Because I think a lot of our people don't see themselves as owners, or we don't understand ourselves in ownership like we should. Because, I mean, truthfully, I didn't even like, it might have been like 3 or 4 years ago I thought about like buying land. And I'm 27 today, so that's when I was 23. So I was 23. You got people who like inherit land. You talking about acres, yo. And that's a resource. Land is always going to be money. You build stuff on it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It occupies space. Space is always going to, you know what I mean, be money.
Well, I just, why is it only like accessible to people who inherit it.
That's true. Well, it's not always just only accessible
Mainly.
to them, but I'm about to say mainly accessible to people. What I'm generally learning about land, though, is that, like, wherever its ownership is, it's very unlikely that its ownership is going to be released. And what's interesting about that is because in 1910, black folks owned and operated millions of acres of land in the United States. I want to say around 12 million, don't quote me on that, around 12 million acres in the United States. And it was robbed of them, of course, by force through like legal pathways and things of that nature. And just bad contract, real phony stuff, man. And they were just really rooted out, right? So it's crazy because I feel like the people are owning land that isn't theirs anyway. Truthfully, right? Because the land has to come from somebody. And I don't know anybody who bought any land when they first got here.
Exactly.
I don't know a soul. So, yeah, man, that's just being real, man. Land is never one of those things. I think it's undervalued as a resource, at least in our community. But I think once we, catch an eye on these things and understand how important and how essential they are to what we're doing, what we got to move, how we got to organize ourselves, I think we're going to really begin to understand, like, we need to get together, figure out what it is that we want to do, move towards. What are the things that we need to shed? What are the things that we need to get off us and move out of to really become, a unit and a community of our own. So not have nobody else's concepts on us. Yeah, man. So that's my take on the undoing piece. You talked about the process earlier. That part is pretty much, I think, always going to be a struggle if you ask me. I don't think it's a thing that you always get because, like I said, white supremacy is in almost all. Well, it's in all things, right? So you talk about undoing it. You said, if I could be real, this sweatsuit type of, this an outside sweatsuit.
Can we get a paper towel or something?
That's another thing that really ain't talked about in the black household, right? Or ain't approached well in the black household when you talk about finances. Truthfully, if I can be honest, I grew up scared of money in a way that, like, it was like, don't mess it up, but also, when you got it, go for it. You know what I mean? I don't know how to put that.
Go home.
I don't know. It's just interesting, man. You think about, like, how we got to really undo all of the different ways that we've been taught or we've been molded to be able to really create our own ways. And we talked about the work environment, but you think about, like, even restaurants, right, and food places. There's this thing that people call, and I dare y'all cap, like, y'all don't know what it is, but they call it code switching. Matter of fact, right now for the people, go put on your bill collector voice, and you know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
Hi, welcome to Checkers. My name is Ashley. How may I help you?
Exactly.
Yes,
So
you like a number 2? let a black person come. Can I help you?
Exactly.
How you doing? Or my name is Ashley. Like, can I take your order?
Yeah, I said, can I help you? No, it's real. It's so that's the thing though. But the reality of it is, if you don't use that code switching voice, right, what's going to happen?
Unemployment line.
Unemployment.
This isn't working.
Keep the flame. Like, it's going down. Seriously. So, I know we're making jokes about it, but the reality of it is,
it's real.
It's almost like you're in the field when you at work. You know what I mean? We talked about the restaurant stuff. Thinking about how people have to dress at work, right? I know women who have to dress themselves in a way that they feel like is uncomfortable for themselves, right? But it's under however folks should, or whatever their manager feels they should be operating for the comfort of their people. It's just interesting, man, how people can kind of put containers and just kind of like the right way of doing things onto something that is like naturally born to us as our own. You know what I mean? So having to really take off those lanes and undo all of that stuff, thinking about like how we move inside of white spaces, thinking about how we think inside of white spaces, thinking about how we show up inside of white conversations, man.
Like,
it's a lot.
Much.
It's a lot. And then I think we've gotten to the realm of freaking competing with them. Honestly, like, I think we got into this idea of trying to be the best in the white world. Does that make sense? I don't think we adapt so good, and we ain't competing because we already probably better than them. Oh, absolutely.
It's just because of who they are, what they look like.
Well, truthfully,
it doesn't even matter.
If we can be real, it's not even. I wouldn't even say it's about who they are. What they look like. You talking about folks who came here and said that this is the thing, right? So it's like you in your house, right? You got everything painted blue. And I walk in your house, I'm like, from now on, nothing in this house is considered clean until it's let's say black. And that's essentially kind of what happens. Now everybody is rushing to be or get the blackest of all things or paint everything in the house black, because that is the clean, right? That is the normalized thing. That is the thing that everybody, that is deemed as positive. That is the thing that means success.
But
that's
who
exactly
normalized it? Who set this? Who set it in stone for it to be like, this is life?
Yeah, white folks. White folks. They standardize white.
This is what it is.
Yeah, and capitalism is a big byproduct of that. You know what I mean? You think about how the rich stay rich, right, and the poor stay poor, right? You got and you talking about undoing that ladder of capitalism, right? Undoing ourselves inside of that role of capitalism. How you gonna tell somebody in our neighborhood where we come from? How the hell you gonna tell them, yo, you spending money with the wrong people, and they gotta get that Louis belt? How you gonna tell them that? Or how you gonna tell them that, you know what I mean, the same avocados you get at Whole Foods, you can get better ones? Oh, I'm not. It's not even the fun.
All right.
It's not even fun. I think it's mustard now. Them same avocados that you get at Whole Foods, you can get at the black market down the street. You know what I mean? But it's like, how do you get people to even understand that? Because truthfully, where we're from, they're not listening right now.
This
real
is what we do. This is what we're here for.
That's real. That's real. Exactly. That's real shit.
I don't even used to go to Aldi's. What is it called, Aldi's or Aldi's?
One
of them.
You're right. No, yeah, exactly.
That shit.
I'm riding with you.
It's just fresh. Like I'm not going here. I don't want no. I can go to Walmart. But why go to Walmart when I know it's like really fresh there? I wasn't going there at first.
It's making better decisions, yo. And I think even at the second level, I think it's one, make good decisions on what we eat, right? Then I think it's two, make good decisions of where we come, where we eat our food from, where we get our food from, and just make good decisions on how we are presenting our food and preparing our food, and passing those traditions of preparing and presenting our food down too. All of that stuff has to be wrapped up in it. But if we stuck on somebody else's way of life, we stuck on the things that was like thrown on us and deemed as normal, you know what I mean, and told us it was cool and this is how you rock out, told us that dairy is the all be all, right? Got milk, right? You know what I mean? So you think about all those different things, man. So it's a lot of undoing to be done. I think that's clear. Yeah, I think that's clear. You said, so you changed your diet too, though, right?
At one point in time, when we talked about this? No, I'm just trying to clarify, like, I did at one point in time, like. So
where you at? So how was that change though? What was the change? Or how was the change?
So basically, I just stopped eating out. Like if I wasn't home, I wasn't able to prepare my meals, then I had to go and get chicken, or I had to go get KFC or something. So now it's just a matter of the process of going to the market and figuring out what I want to eat and preparing it so I'm not buying food out. Just to always have it with me. So just think different. Like, what can I do to not buy food today? What am I going to eat that I know it's going to have me full and I still can enjoy it and it's not nasty? Like, I don't want yogurt. I don't want no yogurt. No, I'm just saying I don't want no yogurt.
So for what you call your cooking skills, where would you say you got them from?
I would probably say my mother. I mean, I learned on my own, but I mean, I watched my mother cook. What you say?
I ain't say nothing. You said you were self-taught, but you said your mother.
I think I was self-taught. I really was, because I wasn't in the kitchen with her that much.
What's your best dish right now?
I would say that my mother actually passed this recipe down to our kids. So the chicken stuffed with crab meat and the Alfredo made from scratch.
But you just said you self-taught yourself to make that.
I did. Well, not the chicken with crab meat.
The Alfredo from scratch. That's you though.
Yeah, that's me. That's all me.
All you.
That's all me. And
all right. So you can cook. That's what we saying.
I can cook.
All right.
So I'm able to prepare these. It's stuff that you can cook if you don't know how. Like spinach is really easy.
So tell me what that trip to the market like. Take me through a trip to the market with Ashley.
So when? Oh, healthy.
First off, tell me what we're going at, because depending on where we're going, I might not go. So tell me.
You probably won't go here anyway because it's called Redner's. It's right beside East Point Mall.
Redner's?
Yes. Are you familiar with?
You go to Redner's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. I've been up there a couple times.
You don't even know what it is.
I got coupons in the back seat.
All right. So this market is a little. I don't really like it because they ain't never had no mint leaves. I drank water in my mint leaves, by the way. So I'm going to the market. Before I'm going to the market, I'm like, yo, I go on Pinterest a lot. And Instagram has that Food Network channel, so I get a lot of my recipes from there. And it's really easy, so I mix you do like salmon and
you do salmon?
Shrimp. Yeah, salmon.
I do salmon sometimes.
Like just the normal stuff, but I'm getting spinach. You gotta get a lot of those spinach. I'm getting Brussels sprouts. I'm getting asparagus, kale, like stuff like that I normally eat, but I have to prepare in order to be able to eat it throughout the week.
How you feel shopping at Redden's though? Like how I feel to walk into Redden's and go
I be
shopping?
switching. Cause I be in there like, and I pay with cash, so it make it even better. So I ain't had food stamps since like. It's been almost like 8 months. Like, so when I pay my food, I go over there and I pull my cash out and I be like, and they put my stuff in the bag and they be like, thank you, and I be like, have a good day.
And you just slide up.
And I be like this.
I ain't been to Redden's in a long time.
That's what I do.
I've been to a lot of grocery stores though, and I've been to some grocery stores that actually one I take pride in, La Mañana Co-op inside of food co-op inside of Albuquerque, New Mexico. But I said it to say is that like I've learned that your experiences at these markets are so different, right? When you get to kind of put your own little stank on it, that's what we like to call it. If you put your own little stank on it, I think the market experience is completely different. I take it like this. I went to Giants. I've been to Giants a lot of times, right? That's actually the kind of orange I think we're looking at now. I've been to Giants a lot of times. And I done been in there, I done bought several things. Now, one thing I say about Giants, the playlist, either one or two things is happening. Either I've been there a lot of times and the playlist is starting to like roll on me, you know what I mean? Or they playing some hits, you know what I mean? One of those two things are definitely happening. So I don't be tripping on the music. However, I went in there the other day, some grapefruit, and we was the same complexion. How? So who eats chocolate grapefruit?
Right. So in that question, why do you continue to go to?
Well, I don't continue, right? I try not to go to Giants. I try not to go to certain markets. I try to go to fresh food markets. However, what that shit does for me though is one, you making me spend my gas. Yo, I gotta go to Whole Foods. I gotta go out to Sprout now. Yeah. You making me spend my gas, number one. Number two, what really hurts, you making me spend my money, yo. Like I can't get, you know what I mean? It's like the thing is, Giants is less than a mile from the crib. Less than a mile from the crib. So if I can get the Giants and get right, let me get the Giants and get right.
So in the same mess we were just talking about being in the bubble, you don't think it's convenient for you
to what?
To just go to the Giants instead of just going somewhere and
it's super convenient to go to Giants. It's super convenient, but it's all about, I guess, what's your decision on it and like what you gonna, you know what I mean? Like you talked about, what's your process, right? And that's the tough part. Once I was able to transition from eating meat, and I'm pescatarian now, it was tough for a minute to stick with it. I always told the story about when my fiance, who's now my fiance, left me for the weekend. I did like 3 months, no meat. It's killing the game. It was some of the best stuff I ever did.
You talk about weekend, but you did 3 months.
Let me get to it.
Oh,
I did 3 months.
Okay.
I did 3 months. She asked me to try. I said, cool. You know what I mean? You try anything. I tried. You don't try anything, but I tried this. You know what I mean? I tried it, and it wasn't that bad. Like if I can be real, I jumped out the bed in the mornings. I'm talking like I got knees like a 12-year-old now. You know what I mean? I feel good. My skin's good. Everything's, you know what I mean? I feel cool. My stomach feels amazing. So I did that straight for 3 months. However, like I said, she left for the weekend. I don't know what happened. I think she might have went kicked her mind. But she left for the weekend. And one of my friends, who's still my friend today, took me to Popeyes. I had my car with me. Took me to Popeyes. And I ain't gonna blame it on him because I could have went in there. I could have got some shrimp or something like that. But I got a two-piece. I got a two-piece chicken fried, spicy, wing and thigh.
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce. And Popeye's chicken? I don't even know hot sauce and no Popeye's chicken. You tripping?
Oh, grape jelly?
No. On Popeye's chicken?
No, on a biscuit.
Oh, yeah. I done had one of them little butter hockey bucks. You know what I mean? You want to call them? I didn't took 1 or 2 of them down. You know what I mean? No, I really like that stuff. But I say that to say though, yo, is that that when I went to Popeyes that day and I came home and ate that food, that next week was probably the worst week I've ever had in my stomach. I cannot make that up. I've never felt cramps. I've never felt pain. I've never like felt like punishment like that in my life, yo.
Please.
No, you laughing though, but this is when I was at work. Like I'm talking like, no, y'all listen, I got people in front of me talking about credit cards and loans, yo. I cannot make this up. And my knot is doing different X and O plays right now. Like we in the fourth quarter here. I'm hurting. You know what I mean? And even being real, I mean, you fought a little bit sometimes, but you in the midst of it, so you gotta keep a straight face and keep talking about stuff. So it's been stressful, man. I'm sitting there, you think I'm sweating now. Like I was in front of them like you'd have thought I had the no face, so I'm telling you, it was ugly for me, yo. But I said to say is that in that moment, I knew for sure that like I wanted to make a change in myself. I knew for sure that I was putting my body through some stuff it ain't had to go through, yo. And I said again, I'd never sit in front of nobody just no face on again. That's not the shit. And lo and behold, it's been like 3 years. You know what I mean? I'm here standing tall on it. So, man, undoing anything, you gotta truly commit to that process. You gotta truly like, and one, you gotta have a why, and it has to be bigger than something that you just want. It has to be something that you're connected to. It has to be something that you resonate with. It has to be something that you can pass on and give. You know what I mean? So. I think in our community, our why is always going to be the next generation. Our why is always going to be those who come after us. And our why damn sure got to be the ones who came before us. Because I'd be highly upset, and I mean highly upset if I did all the work I did today and it's taken for granted tomorrow. You know what I mean? And I'm not shy to say about that. I will go slap. Never mind. I was going to say I will go slap the... but I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. But yeah, that's generally how I feel, man. That's my take on it. That's my take on it. You got anything else you want to share?
No, we covered a lot, basically.
I think we did.
We did.
Did we ever establish what color your shirt was?
It's almost the giant color.
So you agree with it?
I agree.
That's cool. I can dig that. I can dig that. Cool. Cool.
Hey. Barbershop this week?
Excuse me?
Barbershop.
Barbershop where? Interesting. You gonna... Hey, that's interesting. So we established, so we very clear that that's closer to like the giant color.
Yeah, we agree.
So
I agree.
we undoing how we see colors now, right?
Yeah.
So that's no longer avocado.
It's not. Right. It's a shirt. Clearly, it's popping.
And it's a giant shirt.
It literally popped. That's why it's off. Are you?
So, all right, I'm gonna leave it alone. You're right. So now, look, hey, I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. I appreciate y'all tuned in with us, hearing us, laughing with us, but also speaking some real stuff with us. Please, man, tune in for episode 2, and tune in for every episode after. It's going to get better and better. We're going to have some guests, have some folks come on, share their perspective, tell some of their food stories, and just hear how they connected to this food and land work in the ways that they know, in the ways that we know. So, you want to say anything before we slide out, Ashy Ash?
What?
It had a nice ring to it. Ashy Ash?
No.
Okay, my fault.
Listen, y'all, we gonna be back. Oh, here go the accent. Oh my God. I need to talk regular. It's like, no, come on. We be back. Episode 2, about the vibe.
Do your code switch accent. Code switch out of here.
Who?
You got to code switch out of here.
Why?
Code switch out of here.
Might mess up a little bit. Hey guys, so it was wonderful meeting with you all. I look forward to seeing you guys episode 2. Well, you're not going to see me. I'm not going to see you. You're going to see me. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, I want to just go ahead and really just second Ashley there and say that we are grateful for you all coming on, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
We really appreciate it.
It's all love. Do us a favor and keep the flame. Peace.